Assalamu alaikum everybody, I'm Sam and this is the SamOfSomalia channel. Hope you guys are really enjoying this series so far. Today we are on day 17 of my Somali diary. This is a little series that I do every week, all week long, from Monday to Friday, where I just document the process of me learning the Somali language and just share some lessons with you along the way. So in today's lesson, as I promised, we're going to be talking about the plurals of these demonstrative pronouns. So what are demonstrative pronouns, just to recap? They're basically saying this and that, right? So when we use the plurals, we're saying those and these. That's basically what we're doing. And you only actually use the plurals when they're standalone. Right? Like hopefully you remember in part 1 of this little 3-video series where we learned about adding these demonstrative pronouns on the end of words, right? Yeah, we're just going to stick them on the end of words. We use them as suffixes. So that, they don't have plurals, right? We'll see. I'll show you some examples of that near the end of the lesson. I have some phrases for us to go over in Somali as well, where I'll actually demonstrate that. But you do actually use plurals when you're using these standalone pronouns that we're actually talking about in video 2 of this 3-video series. So let's run through them. You know, let's run through the ways of saying this, that bit further away, and then that very far away. Let's run through them. Again, you'll probably recognise this, but we have a column for the absolutive case, and we have a column for the subject case as well. So if we're saying this, we have kuwan, and then for that, we have kuwas, and then that all the way over there, we have kuwer, and then for that, all the way very, very far over there, we have kuwo. And then in the subject column, all we're doing is adding an u or an i on the end. So we'd have kuwanu or kuwani, we'd have kuwasu or kuwasi, and then we'd have kuweri. You can't have kuweru. I don't think. I've certainly never heard it, and I haven't been able to find it in any of the Somali language books that I have. And then lastly, that very, very far away, if you're a person who'll ever use this word, is kuwayi. It can't be kuwau or kuwayu. It's just kuwayi. You know, that's the only option that's available. So that's the table. Those are the words that we're using. So kuwan, kuwas, kuwer, and kuwa. I'd like to take the opportunity here just to invite my Somalia helpers who watch this YouTube channel to put in the comment section below any examples of the use of any of those words that you've seen before, just so we can start to build a bank of phrases that would be useful for us beginners. But what I'd like to do, just to bring this video to a close, inshallah, is just to kind of have maybe 3 or 4 phrases where we demonstrate how even with plural words, you know, if we're saying teachers, or we're saying men, or we're saying languages, how we say these languages or those languages. You know, we're using the plurals, but in this case, because we actually have a noun, we're going to be adding a suffix onto the end of them, right? We're not going to be using these standalone demonstrative pronouns. So, for example, if we were to say those men, you know, we'll say niman kas, niman kas. Kas is the word that we learnt just for saying that, right? But those is just the plural of that, right? And we can say niman kas if we're saying those men, but they're not too far away. We'd probably say niman ker if we were talking to people a little bit further away, or niman koi if we're referring to a group of men who are very, very far away, right? So you see how we just kind of make the plural word, and then we use, similar, the same suffix as what we would with the singulars, but the plural meaning in it is that the actual noun itself is plural, which obviously you don't need. That isn't the case when we actually use these standalone pronouns, which I guess is why you have plural versions of the standalone pronouns, but not plural versions of the suffix pronouns. Example number 2, just to show you an example of a feminine word, where we might use a feminine suffix demonstrative pronoun on the end. We'd have ma'allin tas, would have ma'allimin tas. You know, ma'allimin is a feminine word. So ma'allimin tas would be like those teachers. You know, not the ones that are very far away, but the ones that are, you are still saying those teachers though. Ma'allimin tas. And then the third example would say something like these languages maybe. So what is a language? It's an af, right? Af also means a mouth, but when usually from the context you can tell that we're referring to a language when we use the word af. So af is the singular, the plural is afaf. You know, there's a really cool kind of group of Somali plurals where you just kind of double the word, or you double the last syllable. But af is one of these plurals. So af in the singular is afka, the mouth, but then in the plural it's also masculine as well. So we have afafkan. You know, if we were to say these languages, afafkan. You know, if we were to just use the singular, afkan, it would just mean this language, right? But afafkan are these languages, right? Like in English, we obviously have a different word for the plural pronoun, but in Somali, the pluralness of the word is just carried in the word itself, right? As I've said a few times, you know, we don't need like a plural pronoun if it's used as a suffix. We only need the plural pronoun if it's used alone. aad baad ugu mahadsantihiin daawashadiina, fadlan like, share iyo subscribe dhaha. Assalaamu calaykum iyo nabad geliyo.